God empowers us. He strength the stand, but standing, just standing, exemplary when I. Sometimes we go there and take it. Weapons of our warfare. I don't want you to operate. I want you to realize the power of the that I give conquerors. Doesn't just that's why it says with wings. The eagle other birds, wow, the eagle spreads wind itself. The eagles but they learn how to face the storm and use those things in the storm to take them higher. The very thing that was designed to break them is what helps them to soar. That's what God does for his people. He doesn't always remove the storm out of your life, but he gives us the strength to rise above it. Can I tell you, God may not take the storm away, but he'll give you the ability to arise above it and draw closer to him. That there are some days when we can't soar. And truth be told, there's some days we don't even feel like running either. But notice in the text here, I'm almost done here. Isaiah doesn't just leave us out because he closes with these words. He says, they shall run and not be weary. This is where the shout, this is where the excitement comes in. He says, just in case you can't run anymore, just because you can't soar anymore, he says, they shall walk and not faint. The good news is that even in those moments in life where you're not able to soar or run like you used to back in the day, God promises he'll keep us from fainting. What you and I must come to grips is, what season of life are you in? Are you trying to run when God said, now this is your season to walk? And so now you're favored, but you're frustrated because you can't do what you used to do. And I no longer feel like I used to feel. I work out every morning and I power walk religiously every day for about an hour at the Y. And back in the day, I would raise both of my sons and let them know Pop still got it. I said back in the day. And I would run a short race, 100, 200 yards, to let them know I still got it. And they would beat me in the short run. And so I went to the Y, and my son was clowning me and said, "You're not working out, you're just walking." And so I invited him to walk with me. And halfway in the walk, I looked behind, I said, "You okay?" And he said, I'm just trying to keep up, so I'm trying to conserve my energy by not talking." And the reality was that even in that, there are moments in life where you're not able to run like you used to run. But you realize this is your season to walk. And now the race isn't given to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. But now when you walk in maturity, you understand it's not how you start. Because now you've been living for a while. And now you know life is a marathon. And so now you pace yourself because you want to finish. And you know that if I run or I do what I used to do, I'm going to be out of energy and not able to finish the race. But when you walk in the season of wisdom and you know now God's moving you, God's moving me from a season of running to walking, I realize now walking is not something not to be viewed upon less, but the reality of there's power in walking, because walking may not be popular, but it's powerful. Because if you're still walking, guess what? It means you didn't quit. When you're young, let me wrap this up, but let me bring you in so you can see. When you're young, you're competing with everybody else, and you're trying to keep up with everybody else. So now you're no longer trying to be you, because you're trying to run to be like somebody else. But when you know who you are and whose you are, and know can nobody do you like you can do you, you learn to walk with a swag. Because you understand now it's not about how fast I run. It's about finishing. It's about staying the course, and that you're still making progress and pacing yourself to finish. I just want to encourage you that you may not be able to do what you used to do. You may not feel like you used to feel. And you're favored by God. But if you could be honest, you're frustrated. And in a season of frustration, it makes you weary and well-doing. Am I talking to anybody in here? And now you're looking back at what you used to do. God is saying that season has passed. And now I got you in this divine purpose to walk with wisdom. And you got to make the shift. You got to make the transition. Because when you get older and mature in your walk with God, you realize life is not about speed, but it's about faithfulness and finishing with God. Whether I'm running, whether I'm just walking slowly, I can still walk with the testimony I feel like going on. God gives you and I strength for every season of our lives. For someone here today, you're tired. whether it be spiritually, physically, or emotionally. If truth be told, and truth should be told, somewhere along the way, we become weary. But the good news is, God doesn't walk away when we get tired. God raises up prophet Isaiah, and they're wanting a word from the Lord. Fix it. Move this thing out of my life. Allow me to go back to the good old days. Thinking that it will fix their current season of frustration. And God raises up a prophet, says, Isaiah, tell them, wait on the Lord. That's important because you're not just waiting, but you're waiting on the Lord. The enemy tries to get you to think you're wasting time. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. You have lost this. Look at you now. God, who loved his people, and they love God, and they remember the presence and the power of God, but because of disobedience and idolatry and trying to be like the other nations, instead of being the elect and the chosen of God, they walked away from the commandments of God. And there was a consequence for disobeying God. You keep my commandments, I'll bless you. But when they walked away, there was consequences for their disobedience. If it was you or I, and somebody disobeyed us and blatantly disobeyed us, after all that you have done for them, you would throw them away and discard them. God shows us his mercy. A people who deserved judgment without mercy. And he sends a prophet to give them a word. And the word they wanted was not wait. The word that the enemy tries to get you to think is, I want it right now. I want my healing. I want my deliverance. I want my victory. I want it right now. And God says, wait on the Lord.